Thank you, Peter. Good afternoon, everyone. Today I would like to talk about my introductory seminar. The topic is productive performance and the meat quality of concentrated supplemented goods, and it's conducted in Vietnam. Yeah. Let's go to the introduction. In our system, we have two local breeds of goats. And this one we working on is the bigger one, and we have another one is smaller one, and the system is totally different in here. So we talk about that a little bit. The typical scale of farm in Vietnam is, for this type of goats, is just around 5 to 7 head, and following the national statistic, we have around 1.3 million goat and sheep in Vietnam last year, 2011. And for the goats, we have mainly feeding from the grown grass, and we supplement some concentrate at the night time. So I would like to talk about a little bit about the goat grazing system in Vietnam. You know, here's the goats are rare in the countryside, and the grazing land is reducing by the time for many reasons. And in the past, we graze the goats on the natural land, like in the forest, but it not happen anymore because we give a forest for the people to plant trees, so that's private property or something. And the goat will destroy the forest as well. And the second picture you can see here is very funny, and the goat is just right on the roadside with a really small area, and you can see how much they can eat from there. And so the system will move to the, how to say, we can say that a semi-intensive system here. When the farmer raise the animals on the daytime, or they keep the goats in the pens daytime, whole the time, and cut and carry some type of cheese, some type of grass, and feed them there, and then they supplement some concentrate. And in here I say the goat is common for poor farmers, because you know the goat have a really short circle life. And the money the farm just invested small money, it's much cheaper than to buy a cows, buy a cattle or something else. So it's good for the poor farmer to keep the goats. So the issue here is in Vietnam we are the rural country, so we have many available resources, available ingredient of concentrate. But how to utilize them effectively to improve the performance. And in my research, the hypothesis is when we increase the level of concentrate, so the goats will generate more meat with higher quality and the faster growth rate. And the research question is, so what is the optimal level? How much is the best for the goats to produce? And for materials and methods, we conducted research in Vietnam. The violet color here, I'm not sure everyone knows, and it's located in the Southeast Asia. And I conducted my research in Hue University farm. Here's where I'm working there, and it's located in the central of Vietnam. The time from May to October 2012, and I have just been back here for a couple of weeks. For the experimental design, we have a completely randomized design with 5 treatments and 5 male goats per treatment. And here's each goat have was kept in the separate pens and have a separate feeding trough for elephant grass, and we use a plastic basin for the concentrate and water. And And for the schedule here, we use model of 3611 for the adaptation, feeding, and digestibility charts. The last week we use for collecting rumen fluid, blood sample as well, and slaughtering. For the treatment here, we have 5 treatments, and the control treatment is grass only, and the grass we use here is elephant grass. And from treatment 2 to treatment 5, we increase the level of concentrate from 0.6 to 2.4% of concentrate. We weight by the live weight and dry matter basic. We have 25 goats with average body weight around 20 kilo and 7 months old. You can see here the grass when we cut and carry to the pens with the grass was chopped by machine. And the main thing is concentrate. We use available ingredients, including rye bran, maize, fish meal, and cassava powder. We put some more salt and mineral vitamin. And the concentrate was well mixed by hand, and we formulated to be 16% of concentrate. That's what we hope. And we take the sample of ingredient here. And what we were looking for is the first is feed intake and average daily gain. For the feed intake, we weight the grass. We weight the feeding including grass and concentrate, offer, and residue, and all the data were recorded. And for the animal, we calculate the average daily gain by weighting them every 2 weeks. And we measure digestibility and nitrogen balance by total collection method. For the digestibility, we collected the feces daily over 7 days, and we collected all the feces from each goat, and then we took the sample for chemical composition analysis to calculate the digestibility. And the same way with the urine, we collect the urine from each goat as well, and for urine we just analyze for nitrogen. Yes. And with the rumen fluid, we took the rumen fluid via stomach tip. It's not good to show a picture here, but it's a common method. And the rumen was measured pH immediately after taken out by the portable pH meter. And then we centrifuge the fluid here to took the sample for further analysis of ammonia and volatile fatty acid. And for the blood sample, we just took the blood sample before and after experiment period. And the purpose of this is to check their health, to check if the concentrate affect to the health of animals. But via some indices here, we can see the biochemical indices. And for the meat health, we, after the end of experiment period, we stop the animal and measure for dressing percentage, for meat bone fat ratio in the carcass, and empty body weight and eye muscle area. For the meat quality, we focus on sample of longissimus dorsal muscle. That's eye muscle we use, and we measure pH and color by the portable machine. You can see the picture here, and at 3 point of time, 1, 12, and 24 hours after slaughter. And then the sample was took to analyze for fatty acid profiles and chemical composition. And the last thing, and it's also the important thing, is we calculate the economic. But in here we just calculate to compare between treatment. That means that if you put some money on the concentrate, so how much money you will take back from selling meat only. And up to now we have some result to show you. And here is the 2-week live weight gain. You can see here's the changing following 2 weeks. We starting point is 15 July, and then we wait at 30 July, 14 August, and 27 August. So we can see that the most changing as from treatment 1.8 and 2.5, and so they will get to the target point sooner than other treatment. And for the control treatment, we can see it's nearly no change in the body weight. And we also see that when we improve the concentrate level, the changing in the weight is nearly increased. And for the feed intake and every daily gain, and here is the real number the goats can eat. They consume already. And when they eat, the concentrate level increase, we can see that the grass intake is also reduced. And so there were replaced between them. And both of them as total dry matter intake we can get. And we can see also the increase. So it means that when we feed them higher level of concentrate, so the dry matter intake will improve as well. And for every daily gain, we have the high heat number is around 150 from treatment to 1.8 and 2.4%. And here's the result of chemical composition of concentrate. We have dry matter and CP. We hope we can have 16, but we have 68% of crude protein. And in other indices, we are still running for that, and the result is coming. And we have result of dressing percentage. At dressing percentage, we calculate by dressing weight. We divide to the live body weight. So we have also have increase following the increasing the level of concentrate, and the biggest also belong to treatment 1.8 and 2.4, which around 56%. And here we have a meat-bone fat ratio, and we want to say that the fat here is just the fat in the carcass only. So we also see that the lean meat percentage also increasing when we put more concentrate on, and the bone, however, the bone percentage is reducing. We can see on the table. And the important thing that even we feed them more concentrate, but the fat percent between the treatment have no significant difference between them. So that's what we are looking for. We hope to have more meat, less bone, and no fat, less fat. And further result is we will have to have the whole picture and the whole answer of the effect of treatment on animals. We will have digestibility of five treatment. We will have result of rumen fluid. The meat quality is very important, and the serum. So from recent results, we can have some summary or conclusion. That when we increase the level of concentrate, we will have a better indices every daily gain. We will have and the animal will generate a higher dressing percentage and more proportion of lean meat in the carcass. And we can see that we just supplement up to 1.8. Concentrate could be found to have the best for growth rate and the meat productivity. If we put more up to 2.5, there was no difference between the 1.8 and 2.4. And yet, we many thanks to the supervisor at UTAS and my colleagues in the Hue University, and we have help from undergraduate students in Hue University, and many thanks to Asia and TIA funded for my research in Vietnam. And thanks for the attention.